All right, good evening, folks. Oh, I've been watching a lot of YouTube on the Kylie Rodney case and the AWP interview on Sav Girls channel with Ryan Upchurch. I've been in a lot of chats tonight, listening to a lot of people and their opinion on stuff. There's a lot of people asking questions, and them questions are very plausible and in reality are very good questions on the case. Where was the police? Why weren't they out there automatically? Number two, why did they not call the mother and father first? I mean, these are questions going around. There's procedures they need to take, being that this case is only what, 2, 3 weeks old. Uh, it's not like it's a cold case. So it's an ongoing case. And for it to be all filmed and everything, you know, okay, great. They filmed it. But there's a lot of people asking questions. Why didn't they call the authorities first? That's a good question. Why didn't they? Why weren't the authorities there? Good question. Another thing, people are saying that Kylie's mother was blocked. No social media was able to contact her. Well, that ain't making sense. Here's a woman that is on social media begging for people to help her look for her daughter. And you're telling me the only people that went out there to look for her, that volunteered their time to look for her, was Adventures with Purpose, and these people were not able to contact the family first before contacting other people in the family? That is that's weird to me. That is very weird to me. Uh, I'm not saying there's anything. Well, maybe I'm saying that's fishy. You're telling me the mother and parent didn't even know they were going out there to look for him? That don't make sense. Now, let me tell you, if they would have called the police first, the police would have been able to get a hold of Kylie Rodney's family right off the bat. And this ain't making sense, folks. And this is going to backfire in all their faces. This ain't looking good. Upchurch, now a lot of people are saying in comments and chats, he's backpedaling. He's trying to do everything he can to get out of the situation he's in. Maybe. But I do think that this case is real. How old it is, I don't know. Adventures with Purpose only work cold cases, and it ain't making sense. And boy, this is how our country, our world is so deceived. And this is why a lot of cases don't get solved. Because, for one, it was an ongoing case. There should have been no information released on this case, meaning it's an ongoing case. Then, I mean, really, when you look at it, I'm not going to come down on AWP because they found the young girl. But let this be a lesson for AWP in the future. If you get called on a ongoing case, you don't release any information to anybody. You're supposed to call law enforcement and let law enforcement contact the family and go through the procedures. And that's why a lot of people, I think, are thinking maybe there's something suspicious with it because they didn't do what we call protocol. For one, I'm shocked that there wasn't sheriffs out there with AWP right next to their boat in another boat, just in case they did find something. The sheriff's department would have been the first one to contact. They would have knew right off the bat, okay, it's time to contact the family. And the sheriff's department would do it. And the sheriff's department is very good at stuff like that. I mean, that is interesting. Now they're trying to play, they got this, they got that, and Ryan Upchurch on there in the video, and he was, you know, beating around the bush or whatever. A lot of people are saying. I don't know about that. Is it suspicious of what's going on? Yeah. I think Upchurch got way out of line. And a lot of people are backing Upchurch. That's okay. But when this backfires, let me tell you something. These people were given a chance, all of them, to come out and tell the truth. The police said that. There'll be no repercussions. Come out and say what it was. If there was anybody that knows anything, contact them. And they said that offer ain't going to stand too long. And I doubt it. And, I doubt it will. You know, it ain't making sense. I think these boys got themselves in a pickle in this whole thing with Upchurch and everything. This is why we don't allow stars to get involved in cases and people with big money, because now the truth's coming out that AWP was possibly hired by someone to go find her or whatever, or taking donations. I mean, there's so much stuff going around now on YouTube now. This can actually damage the case if, and that's a big if, it is a criminal case and it just wasn't a plain accident. And Jared from AWP was right. There's only so much they can release, being it's an ongoing case. And there's only so much they can talk about, being it's an ongoing case. But is it really? Because now people are saying, well, this might have been a cold case. This might have not happened when it happened. Maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of people asking a lot of questions now, and it's getting real ugly. I think it's going to get real ugly. All the videos, I can see how cases are messed up. I can see now what the authorities were saying, that we got to be careful when we use social media. Social media could be helpful or it could be harmful. And what we're seeing now in the Summerwells case, the Delphi case, now in the Kiely Rodni case, is it's doing more damage than anything. I don't know. Now, a lot of people got questions. My God, how did she end up in the back of the vehicle? It must have been, well, that's very easy. If she wasn't seatbelt in and it went down, and it probably went down fast because the windows were open. So you want to know how the car probably rolled? I'll tell you exactly how. The one side window was open, and the water probably rushed in from that side of the vehicle, the driver's side back window, and it caused the car to roll because the water was rushing in. And she probably, if she wasn't strapped into her vehicle, she probably undid her seatbelt and tried to get out. That's the only thing I can come with. Or someone else was driving the vehicle. They made it out and Kiely didn't. I don't know. Very interesting to find out what happens now that the investigators are investigating it. Now that the police want to talk to these people, how did they, now they're saying AWP might be a little shady that they take, I don't know. I don't know. Very, 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 it's shocking. I was shocked to find out that there wasn't police there on scene, right next to them. I guess there was police there, but they were all the way on the other side of the lake. We don't even know if that's true. Half of this stuff we don't know is true. we do know this, that there has been no arrest made in this case. Zav girl, or not Zav girl, Exania, Icamel, Ronnie, all these people that Ryan Upchurch said he knew that they know what happened to her. There's been no arrest on these people. So that must have been Ryan's imagination, maybe. I don't know. But, it is crazy stuff. And they're trying to, well, this person did that. Well, that person did this. And this and that. And that was, uh, so long ago or whatever. I don't know. The past is in the past, folks. It was like the Summer Wells case when Don Wells had a girlfriend when he was 12 years old. Well, who wasn't hanging out with girls at 12 if you were a boy? That's common. And, that was irrelevant to the case. That was something that happened when he was a minor. Really, in the court of law, it has no proof, or it wouldn't stand on its own. So what do? Well, now, like I said, you got to be careful, because now there's people out there saying AWP might not have been on the up and up, and communicating with Upchurch and all this stuff and everything going on. Last time I checked, Ryan Upchurch is not FBI, CIA, Homeland, or police officer. So why would he be? I don't understand it. This is not good. This ain't good at all. Now, with the body, she might have been trying to get out. People are like, well, how would the body float to the back of the vehicle? Well, when you drown, you sink to the bottom, but eventually you float to the top. Once the body, when they drowned, the fluid goes into their lungs, but sometimes it don't fill up all the way, and they become buoyant. So, like Jared from AWP was saying, sometimes when people drown, they stay under for a while, but eventually they pop up to the top because there's air in the body, there's air in your organs, your intestines, and that air is buoyancy. So it'll lift you up out of the water. Just like AWP was saying that the reason the car rolled, naturally, if the windows were all up, but they weren't, if they were all up, the car would go under and it would start to roll eventually, because the air in the tires, you got a lot of air in your tires, so that's going to flip the car over. But with windows down, if the passenger side or the driver's side back window was halfway down and water was gushing in, well, that would have leaned the car a lot faster to the one side, and then it would have rolled before it even hit the ground. It would have rolled upside down. Now a lot of people asking about the window was broke out on the, well, if you notice when they pulled the car out, the front windshield was busted and there was a big dent in the hood. What could that have been from? That could have been from when the vehicle rolled over in the water as it was floating down. You're talking 2,700 pounds of metal, or whatever that car weighed. Once it hit the ground underwater, the lake bed, there could have been a rock there, and it came down on top of the rock, crushed the roof, shattered the windshield, and it possibly could have blew the passenger window out from the pressure of the vehicle. And you have to remember, there is no pressure in the vehicle. Why? Because the windows might have been rolled down when she went in. She might have been trying to get out. Or my other theory is maybe someone left the windows down, maybe deliberately, because they knew that they wanted the car to sink fast. So they opened the windows. The faster the car fills with water, the faster the car sinks. And like I said, this is an ongoing case. Who should have been called first? Automatically, the mother and father. And if no one could have got a hold of her through social media, if they would have went through the proper chains and called the authorities first, the police would have been able to contact Mrs. Rodney first. They're saying now that Mrs. Rodney didn't find out about her daughter. She had to found out from somebody in a restaurant that they found her daughter. So a lot of this is upsetting. Do I blame AWP? No, they found her. But now there's people out there saying, well, wait a minute. Was this planned for them to go out? I don't know. We don't know. We're just YouTubers watching these crime cases. God help us find another one. Help us find little Mikey Vaughn. Help us find little Summer Wells. How many of you people think that AWP should be looking somewhere for Summer Wells? I don't know. No, we don't know. Should they be? I don't know. Maybe Summer's somewhere out there in a lake around there, or that fishing or swimming hole they went to. I don't know. But I tell you this much, it's become a feeding frenzy on YouTube. And this is everything that the investigators and the government didn't want to happen. Why? Because it's an ongoing case. Now the tow truck driver saying that, now this is the exact words from the tow truck driver that showed up there Saturday. What did he say? Saturday about 11 o'clock. He wasn't sure if it was Saturday or Sunday, but either one of them days, that tow truck driver supposedly seen Kiely with a guy and had to fix her car. She called them to come out and fix the car because she was stuck somewhere. So that tow truck driver said his vehicle has a camera on it and the video has been locked up, meaning the business that he works for probably put the video away because the authorities want to look at the video. Could it be foul play? It could be. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Now, a lot of people are saying it couldn't have been Jagger because Jagger wasn't even in town. Yeah, who said that? The police didn't, because it's an ongoing case. Who said that? YouTubers said, well, Jagger was in a different town because he posted a video And it said he was in it wasn't even a video with him in it. It was a video of a car playing music. We don't even know that until the police come out and say, Jagger is not part of this investigation and he's perfectly clean. We don't know that. They haven't come out and said that yet. For all we know, Jagger was there. From what the tow truck driver is describing, sounds like Jagger. But here's the thing, we don't know if that tow truck driver didn't see Kiely and somebody, or seen Kiely, or knew Kiely, or didn't know Kiely, or whatever. And what did he say in that video? That a couple weeks later, or a week later, he's seen a flyer of Kylie's face saying that she was missing, and then he put two and two together. We don't know. We don't know. But I'm going to tell you what. Boy, them boys are going to be pretty upset if this stuff don't start adding up. And we find out that these folks created this whole thing for money, or donations, or a GoFundMe or whatever. Which Jared from AWP did say that on Zav Girls channel, that they always have people start GoFund them so they can donate to AWP and help people collect money to bury their family. So, well, that's true. That's possible. It's plausible. But being an ongoing case, you want my opinion? Now, I'm not no lawyer, but I do watch a lot of stuff. I'm not no police officer, but I do watch a lot of stuff. Here's my take on it. For one, they should have shut the cameras off and called the police. That's just my opinion. Not the grandmother, not the uncle, not the grandpa. They should have called the mother and father. They should have followed procedure. And at least now, AWP knows in the future, and you're working on not a cold case, a real case. You don't release any information. You release that only to the investigators and the police. That's my opinion. Has it turned into a feeding frenzy? Yes. It's unbelievable now what we're seeing. And Upchurch is right in the middle of it. And I got a bad feeling that some of these YouTubers hit it right on the nail, hit it right on the head. He's backpedaling. He knows he made a mistake. He knows. And you know what? Jared smacked him in the face. On that video, on Sav Girls, you guys missed it. What did Jared say? It's not real, Ryan. That investigator or whatever, that PI that them people hired, it wasn't real. It was fake. And then what did Jared say? Ryan, if I ever talk to you, I guarantee I will never tell you anything. Because Ryan did say, hey, call me later or email me, we'll talk. And anything you say, I promise I won't record or put on YouTube. And Jared came out and said, Ryan, if I talk to you at all, I guarantee I'm not going to tell you nothing. That was a smack in the face, folks, to Upchurch. My opinion. when he came out and said the PI was fake, and who hired the PI? Was that Upchurch that hired the PI to investigate the whole thing? That Jared said was fake? I don't know. Could have been. This is going to blow up, boys. And we got homeland right. We got everything. There might be a civil war here with these people. We don't know. We have no idea what's going on. We got everything ready. Everything is ready. We ain't joking. We ain't backing off of America. We're not going to let this happen to our children. We're not going to let this happen to our families and the parents of Kiely and Summer. And we're not going to let this happen to nobody anymore in our country. People are jumping on ship with Upchurch. We got your back, Upchurch. And I'm telling these dudes, the government is ready. Stone cold ready. I think they're just waiting for these boys to make a move, and it's going to be hellfire and brimstone rain down on the South. I think the government's watching all this stuff and going, we don't have to go to another country. We got problems right here. All this stuff coming out, I think these boys really made a mistake. They're trying to turn it into something it shouldn't have been. A lot of people are starting to say, what in the F is Upchurch even involved in any of this? Why? I don't know. Now, photos out there, was Kylie Rodney married? I don't know. I've been seeing photos and other people been posting them of her looking at her wedding hand with a ring on it, it looks like. I don't know. Maybe. But boy, I'm telling you, I think people are hip to. I think people are starting to see that this is ugly. This is ugly. This is going to get really ugly. And that's probably why the government came out and told Upchurch, you best shut your mouth. You better not cause a friend. We don't even know why the police want to talk to Ryan Upchurch. What are we going off of? YouTubers that said it's impossible. Jagger couldn't have been there because he was out of town. Who said that? A YouTuber? The police didn't say that. It's an ongoing case. We got all these people. He posted a video. That video could have been fake. There's one thing that Delphi case taught me was these people make up fake photos. Photoed up photo. And they got me. Now, I'm not saying that's what's happening in the Kylie Rodney case, but I can tell you this much. They ain't coming off of this case that easy. They're not coming off of America. We're not just going to sit back and say, all right, Ryan Upchurch is on the case, so we're going to just stand down. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't think the government's going to play that, homie. I just don't think so. I'm telling you, I think the government's ready. They've been watching. They've been listening. They're ready for this whole thing to erupt. And it's just going to be hellfire and brimstone rain down. Everybody jumping on each other's side. And you know what? I feel sorry for Upchurch now. I feel sorry for the kid because now I think he's starting to realize after that Zav girl interview with Jared from AWP that he might be in a little over his head and he might have made some mistakes. And take a break, Upchurch. No, we don't hate you. I don't hate Upchurch. He's a funny dude. He's probably meant well, but he wanted to be maybe a hero and got in a little bit too far. You know, bottom line is, boys, nobody should have been called except for the law enforcement first. And the law enforcement would have called the parents. And that's the bottom line. And now everyone's coming out with investigating AWP, and now we're starting to find out, holy crap, how could this be happening? Just like Uncle Ted Nugent said, how can this stuff be happening in our country? Pretty pretty easy if you think, Uncle Ted. You know, pretty easy if you think. That's how this happens in a country. That's how these cases get put into cold case, because everybody overlooking stuff. How did the police, I heard the father of Kiely say, how did the police miss that car 10 foot in water, 15 feet off a shore or whatever? You can see the bottom of the car just putting your head in the water once the diver goes in. That's true. But let me explain something to you folks. If the sheriff's department was out there searching, and if it was cloudy at all, if there was any clouds in the sky, and it was a dark day or whatever, they said it rained for what, 2 weeks or a week or something out there. That's why people weren't searching too much or whatever. They might have been out there looking, but it might have been cloudy. And once you take the light away from water, what happens? It becomes dark and murky. They wouldn't have seen that vehicle. If it was cloudy or raining or anything, they would have never seen that vehicle. Only when the sun came out and there was no clouds in the sky could you see a vehicle like that. Possibly. But then again, the car was flipped upside down, so it's black. The bottom of the vehicle would have been a blackish silver color, black parts, axle, uh, the shocks, the tires. Uh, the bottom of the car was probably, and unless she had it Z coded, if she had it Z coded, the whole bottom of the car would have been black. You would have passed right over it and not seen it. If she had Z-Bart undercoating or whatever that is, and the car was flipped upside down, the whole bottom of that car would have been black. You would have never seen it. A lot of questions coming out. A lot of authorities now going to be in on this. The whole cork has been pulled off of the top. Hey, Ryan Upchurch might be right, but he's wrong how he handled it, meaning he should have went through proper chains. And I know he didn't talk to the police, because if he did talk to the police, they would have told him, shut your mouth. It's an ongoing case. You might be right. We don't want you to spook the person that might have did it and think we're onto him or whatever. And he didn't. That's how I know he did not talk to the authorities. That's, for one, right off the bat. There's no way Ryan Upchurch talked to any police department or anything, because they would have told him, keep your mouth shut. It's an ongoing case. Matter of fact, how did you find this stuff out? Who was your intel? How did you find it out? That's exactly what they would have said. And it's getting crazy. And no, I don't hate Upchurch. And no, I'm not saying Upchurch has anything to do with this or anything. I don't know. No one knows. But I'll tell you what, he hasn't been acting right. And if I was part of this camp or team or manager, I'd be saying, listen, kid, you accomplished a lot. It's time to take a break, you know. But I ain't. So I don't know what to tell you. And let me tell you something. When it comes to a case like this, it's all they're doing is making themselves look very sus, very suspicious, and it just ain't. I don't know. It don't seem right to me. You know, it don't seem right. For one, I was shocked that there was no sheriff's department out there as that team was searching. Literally, a sheriff in the boat with them or next to him in a different boat. Everywhere AWP went on that lake, that sheriff boat should have been right next to him in case they did find her. And let me tell you folks one more thing. AWP are not criminal investigators. They are a recovery diving team that specify in finding cars and bodies. That's it. It does not matter what their opinion means. They are not investigators. And I'm not trying to put them down. They're the hero of the day for finding her, but they are not criminal investigators. They can say, well, it looks suspicious. Well, it looks suspicious to all of us, but that don't mean there was foul play. What is suspicious is how all these people got this information before the police. That's what's suspicious. I ain't backing down from big money. I ain't backing off of this country. This is what Congress, Senate, mayors, statesmen, you want to be the best country, you better start thinking like it. We're tired of you folks being in office just to get a check as our kids are being pillaged, trafficked, and raped. Can't even go to school and learn, and you wonder why this country is lagging in technology. We're tired of this crap of being the hero. You know, I'm sick of it. It's just a madhouse. How did this go so far? Let me tell you how. This is how murders are covered up. When you get people in there with big money and think they're superstars and they're going to buy their way through everything, or their way of thinking, they're paying for it. And we're seeing it, and the proof is on YouTube, where Ryan Upchurch has come in and he's been throwing money all over the place. Why? Why? You got people that have been investigating these crimes on YouTube for many, many years, and they don't throw money into cases and start flashing around. They got $20 million laying around and all that. This ain't working. Understand? I'm going to tell you folks, like we did in the movie Roadhouse, this ain't working out, Dalton. It ain't working out. Now, you folks, take it what you will. But this is why a lot of cases are overlooked. This is why cases go cold case. This is why they can't even try a case in court now, because it's been splattered all over. It's done more damage to the case than anything. Now you can't now if they do find somebody, it's going to be hard to convict them unless you got stone cold proof. Why? Because it's been all over social media. the mother of Kiely had to find out that they found her daughter in a restaurant from someone else watching YouTube. And she said she had no idea what was going on. How does the mother and father not know that AWP is looking for their daughter in a lake? Can someone explain that to me? How does the mother and father not know that AWP is looking for their daughter and not be able to contact the mother and father to let them know their little daughter has been found? Can someone explain that to me? Can somebody explain that to me? I would be pissed. If that was my daughter, I would be fuming. What do you mean you can't get a hold of me? When did people start looking for her? When I would be pissed at first. I would think AWP first. But then I would start asking questions. How did this happen? Why didn't I know that they found my daughter? Why didn't I know that there was somebody looking for her? Why didn't I know? You know, numerous questions everybody's asking. What are they trying to do? They're trying to make a circus out of the dang case. We've seen this in the Summer Wells case, the Delphi case, the Evans, all those cases. Total zoo madness. And some YouTubers get it right. And some YouTube people do help the police. But right now it's a feeding frenzy. This is everything that the government didn't want. This is everything that the police didn't want, probably. And it's all making sense. So sooner or later, somebody that was smart was going to put the dots together and figure it out. And maybe that's what the police didn't want. Maybe that's what anyone wanted. We don't know. You know, you can't trust anything on YouTube that anyone says. So it's very interesting to me. Am I pissed off at AWP? No, kind of suspicious, but no, no. Am I pissed off at Ryan Upchurch? No. Am I gonna do? No, I ain't doing nothing. Are you kidding me? I like my freedom too much. Uh, am I gonna? No, I ain't doing nothing, folks. I'm reporting on what I'm hearing and seeing on YouTube. And I thought somebody was gonna go live tonight. I think little old Becca was supposed to go live tonight, but she didn't. So I ended up watching YouTube crime channels. And I'll tell you what, am I getting ripped off? Yes, I'm getting used. Am I getting ripped off? And sure, everyone is. Why? Well, because when you got all kinds of technology, like Upchurch has, now a lot of people are asking, how in the F do you have this kind of technology, supposedly? I don't know how the kid has it. He's got all kinds of phones and everything. We don't know what's going on. But now that they found her, they will find out. And I imagine if it is criminal, the bottom line is we got to wait for the autopsy, toxicology, and forensic to get done with the case. Then we will know exactly what she succumbed of. Whether was it drowning, was it anything else, was her body in any injuries before the accident? They'll be able to tell that. They will be able to tell that. I would suggest, for the parents to sit down with their kids and ask them if they were there that night. And if them kids say yes, and this is what happened, I would advise the parents of these kids to come forward and contact the police, because this offer is only on the table for a certain amount of time. And afterwards, if you knew about it and didn't say anything and you left that party and let her sink to the ground or whatever, there will be charges against them kids if they knew what was going on. You know, that's what I would be saying. We're going to give these kids a chance. Talk to your parents, explain what happened if you were there at that time, if you know anything about the case, before the offer is taken off the table. Once that offer is taken off the table and they find it a criminal case, all bets are off, folks. The police are being polite by not charging these folks with any information, but once they find out it's a criminal case, if there was any foul play, all bets off. They will find out the truth, with or without help. The police will find the truth. The FBI and all the branches that are involved will find out the truth. And then it'll be too late. I'm looking at this case like these people are playing with our emotions. They're flaunting it in front of our faces. That they know what happened, but we don't. And a lot of people are getting upset. And I think the police are probably getting upset, going, how did you guys know this before we knew it? You know, and why didn't you contact us? Drugs involved, a big party. We don't even know if she made it to the party. That could have been a lie. For all we know, the tow truck driver was the last person to see her on that day. That's what the tow truck driver said. I could swear it was either Saturday or Sunday that I seen her. Either it was Saturday before she came up missing, or it was Sunday. Well, which one? It must have been Saturday, because if it was Sunday, then that meant she was still alive after being reported missing. Yeah, this is going to get good, boys. They're going to open up the books on this one. They are literally, I think people are finally getting pissed off, and literally they're going to go through the case with a fine-tooth comb. And you know what? We might find out after all this commotion, after all this madness, that little girl might have just accidentally made a mistake and drove into the lake accidentally. It's possible. It's possible. And it is also possible that there is foul play. But we don't know that until the investigation is over with. And this is how investigations get mixed up, how information gets tangled and woven to, by the time it does get to the authorities, it's not the truth. God help us find the truth. God help us find more missing people. Help the authorities find these people that are missing. You know, this is getting ugly. There's already people saying that this is a big scam, that it's a GoFundMe thing, like Upchurch was saying. You know, Well, if that's true, then AWP is part of it now, they're saying, If this is true, then it might be all made up and all, you know, who knows? Who knows? But I can tell you this much. I can guarantee you, or I can pretty much guarantee, don't quote me on it, but I could pretty much guarantee it. If the autopsy comes back and forensic evidence and toxicology and and the and the investigators look at it and say, we think there was foul play, they're gonna pull all them. They're gonna pull that. Give us the information we want, and you won't be prosecuted. There'll be no charges. They're gonna pull that right off the table, and I can pretty much guarantee they're gonna say, we want justice. No more. We're gonna let you walk on this. Just give us the information. No, they're going to want justice. So if there are parents out there that know and their kids know anything, I would I would I would contact the police, the parents, and let them know, hey, my kid was out there. This is what he said happened. He had nothing to do with it, and okay, no charges. Thank you for the information. You might have just solved the case of someone's daughter. Everyone, it ain't Kiely. Well, let me tell you something, you idiots. If it ain't Kiely, it's someone's daughter. Bunch of idiots. It might not be Kiely. Well, it's somebody's kid. If it ain't Kiely, it's someone's kid. That's what they were saying in the videos I was watching weeks ago. We don't even know if it's Kiely. It's probably not Kiely. It could be someone. Well, we don't care who it is. Somebody's dead daughter was in that car. No, it ain't Kiely, so who cares? No, you idiots. Somebody's daughter was in that car. Now the government has said it's Kiely. So now we know she ain't trafficked. Nobody knows what happened to her. Only the people that were there. Only Kiely knows. Only God knows what happened. And that's it. This is how stuff happens. This is how cases go cold. This is how mistakes are made. And you can't prosecute the real people because the information was released before the police were even done with the investigation. Sad, but true. No, I'm done being a couch potato investigator. My heart is broken. I actually contacted my kids a little while ago to make sure they were okay. Well, contacted the mother of my kid, the other kid I talked to on Facebook. So, but it's cases like this that make you think, that make you call. The kid's okay, everything okay, you know. We're parents. You understand? We have friends with kids. We have nephews, nieces. I'm disgusted that these people, well, it's probably not Kylie. Well, it's somebody's kid, you idiots. It's somebody's kid. I think some of these people are going to get a rude awakening pretty soon here on YouTube. It ain't going to be good. You know, the way Upchurch has been acting, the girls accusing him of all kinds of stuff. Then the video of him, if anyone threatens him, he's going to put a ghillie suit on and break into their house and kill them in their own house in a ghillie suit. This is unbelievable. You can't get this on Netflix. Probably not. And you know what? They're already biting at the bit to make a movie or a Netflix thing or a Hallmark thing or whatever. I already know. Upchurch saying he knows exactly what happened, and Ickmel had a part in it, and Exanime, and boy, I hope he's right. If he's right, he's better than Elvis Presley. If Ryan Upchurch is right about this whole thing, Ryan Upchurch needs to quit music and become a government agent or an investigator. Because if he ain't right, he's going to lose every single thing he has. He will be working for people for the rest of his life if he ain't right. Really, that's what some people are saying. Look what they did to Alex Jones. They even took Alex Jones's life insurance policy to pay the $44 million back to the family that he said it never happened. It was fake. Upchurch did the same thing. That Kiely Rodni case and other cases were fake. They weren't real. Sweet Jesus. This is going to get horrible. This is everything the government didn't want, didn't need, and the investigation ain't. They just found her, and the investigation ain't even done. And pretty much, do I think they're watching YouTube? No, probably. They'd probably solve the case just watching YouTube. And it's not because these people are finding information out. It's because the way they're acting on YouTube and the things they're doing. I can't believe it. Shocking, shocking, shocking. People complaining at the sheriff's department. How could they miss this? And these people being told by Jared of AWP, it's common that they miss stuff because they're not trained and they don't have the radar system. Right away, everybody, it's a conspiracy. The police knew about it. Maybe. I probably would go with that. The police just ain't trained to dive for bodies or look for them on radar or visually look for them from a drone or just from a boat. If it was a cloudy day and clouds came over that lake, probably turned black, the water. As soon as the sun left that water, it got dark. You wouldn't have seen that car. I hate crime. I'm starting to really hate crime. It's got me thinking of things that I would never think of before. It's very sad, depressing to see these kids, these young ladies, these wives, daughters, brothers come up missing. You got to watch these cases and this is very stressful. I imagine for a police officer, an investigator, AWP, whatever. Did they make some mistakes? Sure. But they ain't trained in ongoing cases. AWP is trained and mainly works on cold cases, and they are trained to find bodies, and that's it. They're not investigators. That's bottom line. We all think maybe something suspicious is going on, but that don't mean because AWP said that it looked suspicious, uh, that it was foul play. And in the same breath, AWP Jared did say, folks, this could be something as simple as that little lady made a mistake and accidentally drove into the water. And it could have been just a common accident. And she couldn't get out in time. If any of them windows were open, she might have been driving home, had the windows open to get fresh air. Maybe she was drinking. Maybe she was trying to sober up. We don't know. But if any of them windows were open and that car went in the water, it sank, and it sank fast. And Jared described it to you folks that she had about 20 to 30 seconds to get out of that car. And if she was intoxicated, she might have panicked. It was pitch dark out. If that car would have went underwater, it would have been pitch black. She would have panicked. And Jared did make a good point on that. We don't know. Let them finish the investigation. That's all I could say. And I'm not mad at Ryan Upchurch. I don't hate that guy. I don't hate anybody. I'm not jealous. Now these people are throwing up in cases. If you put something up to do with this case or mention Upchurch's name, automatically these people are attacking your clout chasing. No, I ain't clout chasing, you fools, because I was somebody before Upchurch was even born. I just can't deal with these folks. I can't deal with this country no more. Listen, White House, Congress, Senate, FBI, CIA, Homeland, it's time to revamp. We got a problem. You understand? It's time to revamp America. And we need to do it. And we need to do it and get it over and done with and be done with it. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. It's time to revamp. It's time to be the best. You want to claim you're the best? The day we wake up and we have 0 people that died in this country, then we are the best. Till then, we got a lot of work to do, government, Senate, Congress, car dealers, Ford, Chevy, Elon, if you're listening, we got a lot of work to do. If we are going to be the best in the world, we need to make sure we're the best. And that means not one person dies, not one kid kidnapped, not one person trafficked, killed, raped, beat. Then we will be the best in the world. Till then, we got a lot of work to do. Can I get an amen on that? Can I get an amen on that? All I've been getting is a lot of death threats. That's about it. Can we get an amen on that? Hey, like I said before, AWP is the hero of the day. And let's leave it at that. They're not investigators, they're not forensic, and they ain't autopsy dudes. And if they know what happened and it comes out to be everything that they said it was before the police even got done with the investigation, that is suspicious. And that, even I, and I got a disability, even I say, something's up. These guys wanted to be the hero, and then instead of calling the police and letting police, the killers could be gone. If there was a killer or whoever could be gone. Now they're saying, well, Sammy disappeared. Now Jared's gone or whatever. Yeah, well, you know, yeah, I wouldn't put it past it. I imagine everybody's doing the boot scoot boogie out of there, like the Delphi case. No, I'm not mad. No, I ain't gonna hurt anybody, but I'm telling you the truth. The government was very lenient and they made an offer. Come forward, give us the information, and there'll be no charges. No one's come forward, no one's done nothing. And now, after the autopsy, forensic and toxicology comes back, if there was foul play, all bets off, baby. And just knowing about that crime, yeah, you can go to jail for that. I feel like they're taunting us. That's what I feel like. I feel like they are rubbing this in our face. I don't have $20 million laying around. These people do, and they're flaunting it in front of my face. And I got the government and everybody else gnawing at my ass saying, stand down. And I'm saying, these little fucking pricks are rubbing it down south in my face. And I got the keys to the fucking vault. That's what some of us real Americans are thinking. You're rubbing this shit in our face and you ain't walking away. Everyone's getting pissed about this shit. I can give two craps how much money these people have. It's not about money. It's not about you got a bigger fan base than me. It's not about you got a bigger channel than me. This is somebody's daughter. Could have been anyone's. And when you rub it in my face and you take my kindness as a weakness, I should get up and smack the shit out of all yous. Unleash fire in hell. But I promised God that I'll walk a different path. And I'm not the only one that feels like that. Excuse my language. Now I got to delete this video for cursing because this demon, this thing, this anger turns people ugly. When you taunt with our children and taunt it in front of our face, I'm the superstar. There ain't nothing you could do. Oh, you got that wrong. You got that all wrong. There is something we can do. There's a lot we can do. It's obvious. You folks haven't seen our new technology yet. And I hope to God we never have to use it. Now, my apologies for cursing like that. It was wrong. It was not right. It was not professional. It was not nice. And my apologies. But this is ridiculous when these people are flaunting this in our faces. And then they want to use, well, I belong to this organization. I belong to this gang. I belong to this. You're going to have to fight 1,000 strong. I ain't going to have to do nothing. Nothing. But take this key and open the vault to the madness that'll be unleashed. That's all I got to do. I don't have to do nothing else but make sure my country is safe and our children are safe. And I got to pray to God. And that's all I got to do. I don't have to do nothing else. Nothing. Flaunting it in our faces. At war with a country, and we're back in a country, and Upchurch is on YouTube saying she's from Ukraine, and you ain't even an American, and all that. This is politics shit. Now the ball busters are coming in, and they will bust your balls. They don't give a shit if you are Mason, 1%ers, who you are, gangbangers. They're gonna bust your balls, and they're gonna do it professionally, one at a time. There's one thing we don't care about, and that's your organizations and your secret societies and your gangs when you are slaughtering and covering up murders and killings and kidnapping our kids. I'm going to get upset. Lord, please help me with this anger and evil inside me because I am so pissed off right now. I wish I was 30 years old again, Lord, and in shape. I'd be roundhouse kicking the shit out of every single one of these pricks. But I am in no condition to be rolling around on the ground with a bunch of idiots, Lord. Please give me the strength to overcome this madness that this created. How could you say it's not Kiely? So we're getting off the case because it's not true. It's not Kiely. It's somebody. It's somebody's little girl. It's somebody's daughter. Could have been anybody's. Now I have to go and delete this video because I swore on this video and I don't like to curse. And this thing, this anger, this madness is creeping its way into me. And I don't think Ryan Upchurch is a bad guy. I think he's just pushing the wrong buttons. He's flaunting his power. He's flaunting his money and success. And I think that's the wrong thing to do. You want to do that? Do it in your rap stuff with the rap community. Don't do it to innocent, law-abiding citizens that care about children. 30 years ago, I would have said, screw this. It ain't my business. It ain't nobody I know. Who gives a crap? I got a life to live. But now I got kids, grandkids. And we all can play the tough guy. We all can sit behind the computer and act like we are tough guys. And I'm not tough anymore. I can't fight like the way I used to. I'm not in shape. I got injuries. And I'm mad. I'm mad because I can't fight the way I used to. I'm not in the shape I used to be. And I can't throw roundhouse kicks. I can't do it no more. And I'm mad because now I'm vulnerable. Now I'm vulnerable because I can't move the way I used to move. I can't strike the way I used to strike. And now I'm vulnerable. Now I got to turn to other ways to protect myself. And I shouldn't even have to protect ourselves because we're supposed to be living in a country under God where we love our neighbors and we're our brother's keepers. God forgive me for getting upset. God forgive me if I got anyone upset, including Ryan Upchurch. But this ain't a joking matter. That could have been our daughter. That could have been our grandkids. It could have been our wife, our brother, our sisters. Sometimes sometimes I think these people deliberately do this to me because they know he's broke. He ain't in no condition to be fighting anymore. And sometimes I think these people get the best of me because they know I'm not the man I used to be. I wish I was. I wish I was, Lord. I wish I was the man 30, 35 years ago. But I ain't. I ain't. And that is what is upsetting me the most. Is because 20 or 30 years ago, I wouldn't have gave a crap. Meaning I would have fought anybody. I just can't do it no more. Can't do it no more. So, do I agree with some of these YouTubers? Yes, I do. We're trying to help these people, and these people are more worried about money and views and clicks and subs. And it's hard to solve the case when you're working against Satan and the powers of money and the corruption. And I'm not saying Ryan Upchurch is corrupt. I'm not saying Ryan Upchurch is a bad person. What I'm saying is Ryan Upchurch is in the wrong place at the wrong time, flaunting money, flaunting power, thinking he's untouchable, thinking he's Elvis Presley. And Mr. Upchurch, no offense, sir, but you're not Elvis. You're not Elvis. You're good at what you do. You should stick to it, sir. Apologize to the family. Do a video and apologize to the family and to YouTube. And go on with your life and enjoy it. You got money, you got fame. That's what I would do. And if you want my opinion, this case is damaged already. And it hurts the case if it goes to court. If there was something foul and they find the person or whatever. Now, all these theories that came, all this, it's not real, and ICMEL's part of it, and Exania, and burden of proof, and all these, it's some big ring. Well, not no more. Not no more. If that was true, which I don't think it is at all, but if it was true, well, these guys probably broke down camp and they're gone. You know, who knows? I don't know. Like I said before, Upchurch might be right, but there are procedures that you need to take, protocol. It don't bother me to lose millions, billions. They've been doing it to me my whole life. But to the family, it's very, 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 I can't imagine what the family's going through, the mother and the father right now. Hold on, let me check my chat. It looks like someone came in. Bucket Farm Mama said, "This is such a weird case bothering me. I hope she gets her justice in the end. Everyone gets judged. So, in my opinion, this is a tragic life lost for no reason I can fathom." Ma'am, you're right about that. Bucket It Farm Mama, you're right about that. Hello, you're welcome here. This is a channel where you can voice your opinion and you won't be kicked out of my chat. And this is a channel where if you say I'm an idiot, I'll listen to you and change my opinion. You're welcome. You're more than welcome here. And forgive me, I was cursing and swearing in the video, and I don't like to do that. It's just I'm so frustrated right now and upset. Here I am, a poor boy, trying to help something. Why? Because I want to get to heaven. We hope God is watching. We hope God is watching and sees that we care, even though we're poor, even though we got nothing. We ain't got millions. We ain't got 50, 60 phones. We ain't got teams of guys. We're just poor people with families and kids, grandkids, and we're just trying to help. Does that make sense? I know we all curse Bucket and Farm Mama, but I don't like to. I don't like to curse. Hello, Muffin Top. How you doing tonight? Oh, I'm sorry, Muffin Top. Then you must have heard me get upset and angry. I'm really glad that I don't run this country, because if I was sitting in Oval Office right now watching these cases and watching this case on Kiely, I would be calling my generals and saying, when do we invade the madness down south that is spreading fast? And if we don't stop it, it'll take over America. No, it's wrong. It is. I cursed and I swore and I got mad, and I just feel like they're flaunting this in my face, and the videos and the Ryan Upchurch thing, and there ain't nothing you guys can do to me. You know, that video he put out. There's nothing you can do to me. I got the best phones. I got 20 million laying around. I got, that to me, I'm is flaunting. It's dangling the carrot in front of my face, going, there ain't nothing you could do. No, you're right, Mr. Upchurch. There is nothing I can do because I am not the man I used to be. You're lucky you didn't catch me 35 years ago. You'd be singing a different tune. And yes, I'm upset at a lot of YouTube creators. So, Muffin Top, Bucket, a Farm Mama, my apologies. Anyone else out there, my apologies for cursing. It was not right. I've had enough of this madness. I don't care who it was that was found in that vehicle. Thank God we know it's Kiely, but even if it wasn't, it was somebody's daughter. Somebody's daughter. It was somebody's daughter. It was somebody's granddaughter. It was somebody's aunt, maybe. Maybe she was an aunt. Maybe it was somebody. It was some, it was somebody. It was somebody's kid. And that's what gets me so upset. That's what gets me so upset is it's not real. What do you mean it's not real? You know, is this a cold case? Is it not real? Is it for money? And now they got us backtracking everything. Well, is this real? Is this a GoFundMe scam? Is this, what is this? You know? Bucket of Farms Mama says, first, Muffin Top said, I'm allowed to be mad, 100%. Yes, you're right. Then Muffin Top said, maybe God wants you to help on a different way now, Johnny. God, I ain't got much left in me, if you can hear me. Then Bucket farm mama said, I feel like her death was not an accident at all. So very heartbreaking, and I don't even know her, but she deserves more in life. My heart really hurts for her. Well, bucket of farm mama, you have that right to think that. And you know what? You might be right. There might have been foul play, and it might have been just an accident. Just an accident. It might have been just that little girl just made the wrong call that night. Maybe she just made the wrong turn. Maybe there was foul play. Maybe something happened to her before she went into the water. But the way they handled the case, this is why police departments and FBI and social media need to work together. When it's an ongoing case, you don't talk about it. And if you have information, you contact the authorities, not YouTubers. That we find out don't even have anything to do with the authorities, and they just wanted to be contact. Why? Money, so they can collect the reward. Muffin Top says it most definitely is foul play. My concern is that there is a lot of corruption, and we may not learn the truth. Kylie Tunnel turned 17 today. Happy birthday, Kylie, Rodney. If you're out there, we didn't leave you behind. This is chalk this one up for God and the investigators or the AWP that found you. You know, glory goes to God. You know, then she said the family doesn't have to publicly tell us what happened. No, she don't. The family can hide everything. We might never know anything. But can I tell you this much, Muffin Top? I believe the family will release the information, especially if it was foul play. Why? Because the family is going to want justification for what happened to their daughter. Just like if that happened to one of our kids and it came back where, hey, it was an accident and we have the proof that it was just an accident, okay. Or the police came back and the investigators and said, we believe it's foul play. Okay, we don't know what happened. You know, all right, then I want to find out what happened to my daughter, and you release all the information you got, and you let these people know what they did to my daughter. So when we do catch these people, that we let the public and everyone know what they did, their dirty little secrets. You let I'm sorry, but if it was me, I'd be different. I'm trying to keep my blood pressure down right now. But I would let everyone know. No, you let the world know what these people did to my little girl. Then we will have justice when the culprits are brought in. We gave you folks a chance to tell the truth and come clean if it was any corruption or any foul play. Once we find out that there is foul play, them offers get taken off of the table. We solve the case, and the whole world will find out what you folks did to that little girl, if that's the case. God help me, because I can't help myself no more. Now let me get back to my chat real quick. Or maybe I'll cough up a lung first. Bucket Farm Mama says, happy heavenly birthday, Kylie. Amen to that. Muffin Top says, happy heavenly birthday to Kylie. Thank you, Bucket Farm Mama. It's our way of honoring her. Well, you ladies honor her any way your little hearts desire. She deserves it. 16, who knows? She could have been the next superstar. And we are looking. We are looking. Just in case it's this Illuminati crap and she got signed by a record company. Well, we've seen this before. Oh my God, they died. And then they pop up on that person looks like this person I knew when I was growing up. I'm not saying that's what happened, but I imagine the real law-abiding citizens, the real parents, the real aunts and uncles and grandparents are watching everything now. Hello, Bridget Wright. How you doing? If I offended you at all, my apologies. If I was cursing, my apologies. Who is this guy? I don't know who you're talking about. Definitely Muffin Top. Who is what guy? I don't know who she's talking about. Here I am speaking for the family. I'm saying if that was my little girl and I found out that it was foul play, I would not keep any information. I would let the world know this is what they did. And I want justice for my little girl. I forgive you, but I want justice for the murder of my little girl. If that was my daughter. Muffin Top said a lot has come out in the past few days. Yeah. Bunch of crap. And now I can see how some of these people are saying that they're taunting us with this. We got these guys jumping on this boat, and now all these people are jumping on the Ryan Upchurch boat, and now they're all, we got your back, Upchurch. And Upchurch making videos. He's gone cuckoo. People are threatening him. Nobody threatened Upchurch. He's threatening himself. He's creating his own madness and videos. And now people are starting to look at it going, he's making this stuff up as he's creating his own fame or whatever. Maybe, I don't know. It's deflection. I don't know. Maybe it's publicity. There's a lot of people saying it's publicity and all this stuff, and he's this. I don't know. I don't know the dude. I can tell you one thing. I imagine right now he's kicking himself in the butt for getting involved in anything. And now he's got to be right. Really, there's people out there saying now in the YouTube crime community, if Ryan Upchurch is not right about everything he said, he's going to lose everything. They're comparing him to Alex Jones. And I watched a video today where that one YouTube creator said, Alex Jones lost everything he's got. They even took Alex Jones's life insurance policies away from him. He's going to have to work the rest of his life for somebody. And now people are saying that Ryan is the next Alex Jones, that this case wasn't real, that so many of these cases were fake and not real. They were all a GoFundMe scam. Mr. Upchurch, I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. I hope you're right. Everyone, Ryan Upchurch has blown the roof off of the scams, and I hope so. I hope so, Mr. Upchurch. If not, they're going to roast you like a turkey. Lawsuits are going to come at you so hard. It's going to be unbelievable. I hope you're right. I do hope you're right. I don't hate you. I don't want you to die. I don't want you to get attacked. I don't want you to lose everything you got. But if you ain't got it right, they're saying they're going to come at you with both barrels loaded. Meaning they're going to hit you where it hurts you the most, the pocketbook. And that's enough to drive a man nuts. No, he can probably back up what he's started. I mean, there's already people down south saying they're going to jump on, they're backing him. And hey, I backed him. When it came to them girls saying that he was violent and they were trying to sue him, and he's a cuckoo and he's got a violent temper. I even backed him. That they're trying to get money out of him. You know, it happens to the rich and famous. But the way Upchurch has been acting, the way that he flew off the handle at Exania or whatever, Exaniac or whatever her name is, on that live, throwing stuff around, calling her names, calling her the B word, calling her herpy lips or whatever, and just flying off the handle. If I was a lawyer, if I was not a lawyer, a district attorney or an authority in the law system and watching that, I would go, oh crap. Everything these girls said, we are seeing right in front of our faces. You know, if I was his lawyer, oops. You know, that's why people were trying to tell Mr. Upchurch, stay off the internet. I can act like an idiot. I'm poor. You can't get blood from a turnip, baby. And for one, I never say, I know what happened. I know exactly what happened. You never say that in a crime case automatically. Because there's only certain people that know exactly what happened. The people that were involved. Oh my God. Does that make sense to anybody? Or have I lost my cotton picking mind? If I have lost my cotton picking mind, tell me, and I'm done with it. I'm going back to strumming the guitar and singing the blues. And you breathe. Yes. or he causes a lot of potential damage to himself. Yes. I tried to explain to him. Everybody has tried to explain to him. Oh, God. Forgive me, Lord. This is unreal. Muffin Top says yes. Perfect sense. I don't know, Muffin Top. I don't know. I got a disability. I'm not too smart, but something just don't seem right with this case. I hope that kid is right. I hope he blew the top of the lid off this giant thing. I'm hoping. I'm hoping he did. If not, that kid will lose everything. He 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 will be a superstar, but he won't make a dime off nothing. He'll be working for someone the rest of his life for free if he ain't behind bars. If he don't start some kind of a war, you know? I don't know why he would do that. And then he came out on that video, Muffin Top, and said Xania, or whatever her name is, ain't even a true American and is a Ukrainian from Ukraine. I'm like, we are supporting Ukraine in a war that most of us don't want to be in, Upchurch. But you don't start talking about Ukraine and that she's some kind of communist and kidnapping our kids or part of the ring and not expect some kind of repercussion from Ukraine. Does that make sense to anybody? If it don't, then please tell me to shut up. Please tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I've been watching ever since I've been put on disability for the past 8 years, all this stuff on YouTube about crimes and murders and forensic and politics, and it's drove me absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. Muffin Top says it's a huge point. You know, oh, that he brought up about the girl being from Ukraine or whatever. I don't know. You know, I don't know if that's true. She might be from Ukraine. What does that have to do with Kiely? I don't understand it. Yes, it is Bucket Farm Mama. It is strange, and we can't figure it out. The only thing we can figure out is either he's got a chemical imbalance in his brain. He did flip his uh, ATV or whatever that thing is that he drives around. I seen him do that one time. Maybe he got brain concussion or something from when he crashed that four-wheeler driving thing. I forget what they call them. I don't know. Either that or he might have problems. I've been screaming out for the past year, someone get that kid some help. No one, you can't tell him what to do. You can't tell. No, I can't. I can try and guide him. I can try and help the kid. Get him off YouTube and get out of the crime business. Uh, just trying to help, trying to give the kid a hand, even if he's bright, he should have went through the proper channels. You call the FBI, you call the CIA, you call Homeland, you call the White House. You don't go on YouTube, and you definitely don't tell people you know exactly what happened to Kiely, because only the people that created the madness know exactly what happened to Kiely. Am I wrong? I don't know. I might be wrong, Muffin Tom. Once again, I don't hate the kid. I thought the kid was pretty funny. I really did. I really did. His drawings looked kind of weird. I look at his drawings and it reminds me of Cobain, of Kurt. That's kind of weird, oddly. Some of the stuff he's been saying, he hasn't slept in a week or whatever. He's got 20 million laying around the house and guns and and he's got intel and the best team, the best phones, the best. I'm like, what in the heck is going on? Yes, Muffin Top. You're right about that. And like I said, Muffin Top, I was one of the people that was on his side. Man, maybe one of these girls got mad at him and is just coming up with these stories to try and get money out of him. That's what a lot of us thought. Nah, not Upchurch. He acts tough guy, but when he's, you don't see him uh, with his women or anything, you never see that. Uh, but from what they described in some of the reports or whatever, that they're saying that the lawsuits the way he is, no, but but that interview with Xania or whatever her name was, and he just flew off the handle, throwing his headphones around, calling her a lying bitch, and where'd the herpy lips come from? Why would he call her herpy lips? I don't know. I'm like, what is going? And then the Ukraine thing. She ain't even an American. Let's see what Bucket Farm said. I don't watch anything he does, but some stuff he said makes me wonder what is going on with him, or he's doing drugs, maybe, or even brain tumor or concussion. Yes, he did flip his Roadrunner or whatever that thing is one time. Is it possible? Maybe it don't take much. I got brain damage myself, folks. It don't take much to get brain damage. A concussion could lead to hysteria down the road if you don't get help for it. If you don't get put on medication to correct that imbalance, eventually you'll go crazy. Yes, Muffin Top, we all have different sides to us. He hid that part of him. Maybe he has hid it behind closed doors. I don't know. Yes, Bucket Farm Mama, Muffin Top said. Bucket Farm Mama said, nope, nope. Ball can hit you in the head and mess you up forever. I mean, yes, yes, she's she's telling the truth there. You know, football players had concussions. In 20, 30 years down the road, they started acting crazy. Their wives would say that he's nuts. And then the doctors went back and looked at these football players, massive concussion. And the guy was like, I haven't played football in 20 something years. What do you mean brain damage or concussion? And the doctors said, well, concussion, you have trauma on the brain, it swells, and that damages the brain. And it just continues to happen as you go on. If you don't get treated for it or help or anything, eventually you lose your mind. It brings on psychosis and other things with a concussion. Now, see, when I had my accident when I was a young man and I busted my head wide open back in the 70s, the doctors didn't know as much as they know now about head trauma and concussions. So, something that happened in the 70s, like what happened to me, the doctors didn't know that much. So, they sewed my head back up and they patted me on the back and on the butt and said, you'll be okay, young man. But as I got older, things became more difficult for me. And then I ended up in slower classes in school, in high school. And then it became harder for me to learn things and do things. And then eventually, just recently, I don't know, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, uh, they had a doctor look at me and the doctor said, you got a problem. You know, you got to take this pill every day, you know, and and I did for 10 years or 12 years or whatever. But the past year I came off my medication because I was bloating like a balloon. I'm only 5'7" and I jumped all the way up to almost 200 pounds. And uh, it was doing damage being on the medication for so long to my organs and stuff. So I came off of it. I was having real bad muscle twitches, meaning I'd be sitting here watching TV and my arm would start flopping around by itself without me moving it. You know, I'd start having twitches. And then my pec muscles, my chest, my muscles would start jumping around by themselves, just twitching up and down. Uh, and it was actually, uh, I looked it up on the internet and then I called my doctor. And I was like, I think from what YouTube is saying, and or not YouTube, but internet is saying that I might be ODing on this medication that I've been on it for so long. And then I just said, I'm not taking this medication for a while. I got to come off of it. And you know what? I might go back on it in the future after watching YouTube and these crime channels. I might go back on it. No, I don't have insomnia, Raphael. It's only 1:45 in the morning. I sleep. I ain't stupid. I know that's the first thing the doctor said too when I got diagnosed. Sleep. You got to get proper sleep, diet. That'll help. You got to take medication. I was on olanzapine. Uh, anything with peen or pan at the end of it, if you're on it for so long, it's not good. Oh, thank you, Muffin Top. Thank you for being sorry. Hope all is well with you, Raphael. Do you have balance issues? Who, me or Raphael? Good night. I have to get sleep myself. Dental fun in the morning. Oh, well, joy for Bucket of Farm Mama. She's got to go to the dentist tomorrow. Good night, Bucket of Farm. Sleep tight. I'm getting off here too. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm pretty tired myself. I got some stuff to do tomorrow too. Oh. I'll be back. I set notification to all. Bucket of Farms, Mama. I'm not a crime channel. I do watch a lot, but I'm mostly just music, uh, crazy madness stuff, skits, movie stuff, and I do cover a lot of crime. But am I considered a real crime channel? No. What, Raphael's? I can't balance my checkbook. No one can, Raphael. You will still watch. Man, I play music. If you want, check out my cover songs. And I did write a couple songs that I put out on there, Pro Tools. But I also do cover uh, crime stuff. But I don't. You know what? I should put on the title of my channel, the movie or the music, movie, and crime channel. You're a song and dance man, Johnny. No, I used to be Raphael, but I just ain't what I used to be. I wish I was. I really do wish I was what I used to be. You know, I don't know. Muffin Top just did her. Go ahead, you can say it, Muffin Top. For somebody that has a brain injury, I seem kind of what? Intelligent? Well, I've been sitting at home. I only go out when I cut grass or rake leaves or do stuff to make a couple extra bucks. And then I come home and I make YouTube videos or watch crime channel stuff or Uncle Ted Nugent or, all kinds of stuff. I can't even mention that I watch Uncle Ted Nugent because I got these people that come in and say I'm clout chasing. And I'm like, oh my God, that's the name of his channel. No, I'm not smart, Muffin Top. I'm an idiot. It's only God that is smart. Without God, I ain't nothing. I just watch a lot of YouTube. Curse YouTube. I curse you, YouTube. Well, Muffin Top, I learned diet plays a part in brain injuries. Certain things will trigger you. You have to keep a level head, and you most of all have to remember that the things in your head are not real. And that's what tipped me off on Upchurch was the video that he made sitting on his boat or yacht that he made, explaining to the world that he can't trust anybody, he can't escape anywhere, and the only place he's got to go is in his own head, but he can't go there no more because of the voices in his own head. That triggered me. And I made a video the next day. Someone get this kid some help, or he's going to be the next victim of something bad happening to himself. We've seen this with our musicians and our artists when they start talking that they ain't got nowhere to go and they can't even go into their head because they have voices in their head. That was a sign that he was crying out that he needed help. And no one listened. No one listened. You know what they told me? Shut your mouth. Don't even bring up that somebody could be trying to hurt themselves. And I was like, hey, I've been down this road. If we don't do something, he's going to end up like Lane Staley. You can see him slipping away, but there ain't nothing you can do. He's going to end up like Elvis Presley. His team needs to get to him. Someone get a hold of his mama. And they told me to keep my mouth shut. People making videos and stuff, and just keep your mouth shut or whatever. Well, Ryan Upchurch is a paycheck for people. That's it. They don't care if he lives or dies. He's a paycheck. That's it. That's what I'm getting out of it. Or his team would have jumped in and said, you're done with YouTube. Stick to the music, kid. But they didn't. And they're not going to, because he's Ryan Upchurch. He's got millions and millions and millions of dollars. And he's got a dysfunctional security team. Oh, that was, I don't know, a year ago? That was before he got into the Summer Wells case, right before he got into the Summer Wells case. He made that video sitting on his boat saying he's got nowhere to go. I got nowhere to go. Everybody wants something from me. Everybody wants money from me. I can't go nowhere without people hounding me. I can't even go in my own head without having voices in my own head. And that was, boom, automatically for somebody that has seen and noticed drugs and a breakdown or someone on the verge of hurting somebody. He might not hurt himself. He might flip out on a fan and hurt an innocent fan. I was like, somebody get him help. And they shut up. You're nobody. All right. I'm a nobody. But I've seen a lot. I'm 50-something years old. And we've been down this road with Lane Staley, with Kurt Cobain, with Woody What's-His-Name from the other band. Look at Chris Cornell. We've been down this road. The lyrics, the paintings, are singing a tune, and only the people that really care, that don't want to see bad things happen, are trying to help, and they're getting pushed aside. You know, they're getting pushed aside. They don't care. He's probably worth more dead than he is alive, and that's the way they look at it. If I was Upchurch's lawyer, I would have been on the phone with him, and I would have said, I scheduled an appointment for you to talk to a doctor. I don't want you nowhere near the internet and the crime cases. You need a break. If I was his manager, I would have said the same thing. It's time for a break, kid. You've been working too hard. It's time to enjoy that money you got. And they ain't. And either he's going to end up hurting somebody, or he's going to end up getting somebody hurt, or he's going to hurt himself. And like I said, I've seen it before. They think, who is this dude? Where did he come from? Now, we've been around. We're nationwide. I can't make you do anything, Upchurch. No one can. First off, you're going to have to want to do it yourself. Second of all, you're going to have to see that you're real close to a mental breakdown. I think you already had one. But they will continue until you get your help. My opinion. Muffin Top says, what intrigues you about it, Raphael? I experienced it even every day in some kind of way, and I understand it has to do with routine and coincidence, and because it is a terrestrial concept to me, not meaning to sound stereotyped, Muffin Top said, yet there's a lot of musicians with some from a mental illness, yes. How you doing, Christopher Valdez? Christopher Valdez posts Bastards of Jung. What the heck is that, Christopher? It's a terrestrial concept to me, or to you. My God, did he just say terrestrial? Aliens? You think it might be aliens, huh? Could be, Raphael. We don't know. Maybe they sucked out Ryan Upchurch's brains and replaced it with jelly. If they came to me and said, Johnny, they sucked his brains out and replaced it with jelly, I'd say, okay, you got proof of that? Yes, right here. Here's the photos and everything you need. All right, his brains have been sucked out and replaced. Replacements. No, they replaced Ryan Upchurch with a look-alike. Very well, possibly could have. We don't know. Could be Satan incarnated. We wouldn't know. Would we? What do you guys think? What does my chat think? What does my chat think? I think they're trying to turn this. I think Ryan Upchurch is trying to turn this into a power struggle. And after seeing Mr. Ryan Upchurch's scribbly decoding on a paper plate and a notebook and all that, somebody with some intelligence and somebody that's very pissed off is looking and going, we would like to talk to Mr. Upchurch. And when you come in, bring that handwriting sample that you scribbled all over. See, Mr. Upchurch, I've said this before, that there are some people on YouTube, not me, but some people on YouTube that are the real big dogs that just don't give a crap how much money you or your friends have. They're here to do a job, and that's to solve cases and lock cuckoos up that think that they're above the law. And there ain't no one above the law except for Steven Seagal. And even Steven Seagal don't want anything to do with this right now. So, what do we got? We got a lot of people that want to take the credit of something some idiot kid with a brain problem figured out. And now they're all jumping on me. Really, I'm a 50-something-year-old man going on 18 from what everyone tells me. You're like a teenager. Yes, I am. I'm trying to be what I used to be. I'm trying to be what I used to be. And Stone Temple Pilots said it the best. I'm half the man I used to be, and I am. Raphael says, I'll be you and Alex Chilton. I don't know who that is. Raphael, of course, color me impressed. I don't know. Ryan, Christopher Valdez says, Ryan Upchurch is a poor man's Kid Rock. I mean, there's a lot of people that ain't liking Kid Rock anymore for some reason. Go figure. Muffin Top put a green box with a check in it. What does that mean, Muffin Top? Muffin Top, can you explain what that means, please? I'm not the brightest with all these emojis or whatever. Is that something I did bad, or is this something good? Chats have been wild lately. If it's Summer or Kiely or Upchurch, people get very obnoxious. Yes. Yeah, they do. I'm upset because the kid just wouldn't listen. I must have watched 10 videos of people coming out and saying, hey, Upchurch, we don't know you, but we're kind of fans. Some people said, I'm not even a fan. Just get help. Something's wrong. Something somewhere is the connections. The alphas ain't hooking up with the betas or whatever. And it just, No one listens. No one cares. I think what people want is they want to watch this train wreck. Excuse me. They want to watch Ryan Upchurch drive the train right off the tracks. Hold on, let me read what Muffin Top had to say. It wasn't important. Are you sure, Muffin Top? For all I know, Muffin Top is making fun of me in an intelligent way, but I'm too dumb to realize it. Now she types in, yes. Yes, you're making fun of me? Or, I don't know. That's all right. You can make fun of me. No, Muffin Top said, no, I would never insult you. It's okay if you would, Muffin Top. I deserve it sometimes. I think I really do. Sometimes I sit home and I'm like, what have I done? What have I done with my life? You know, where did everything go? Where'd the house and everything go, and the money and what happened to me? It's like a blur. It's like it's like one day everything was fine. And then Muffin Top, one day I woke up in the morning and it wasn't fine. And my whole world came down around me. I lost everything. Everything. And I worked hard to get it because I had a disability. And and getting up and going to work was a miracle for me at one point. And the child support and the house payment, the car payments, the truck payment, everything, it just and then my gallbladder exploded, and I didn't want to go to the hospital because at that time I didn't have insurance. And for a week I walked around looking like a banana. I walked into my doctor's office, and the nurses were going, "Oh my God, what is going on with you?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just woke up one day and my eyes were yellow and my skin was yellow." They're like, "What is going on?" And then I had to go directly to the hospital, have an emergency operation. And no, not Hep C, you idiot. I'm not a dope user. He's, he must have Hep C. No, you idiot. My head gallstones. The gallstones passed through and ended up in my bile ducts. And what happened was the gallstones clogged up my bile ducts. So there was no bile flowing through my body. My gallbladder was getting bigger because every time I ate, my gallbladder would create bile, but it would not release the bile into my stomach. So my gallbladder kept growing and growing and growing and growing and filling up with bile because my bile ducts were clogged with gallbladder stones. And then finally, one day, I woke up and turned yellow because my bile ducts were clogged with gallstones. And then my gallbladder went poof. And then it was all downhill from there. No, not Hep C, idiot. These people drive me nuts. They really do. Drive me absolutely nuts. I had them too, but I don't talk about it every day. I don't either. I swear to God, I wish I met these dudes when I was 20, 30 years younger. I swear to God, they would be singing a different tune. I'll tell you that much. I wish I'd meet some of these people when I was a younger man. Really, some of these people. Now I understand what some of these YouTubers are talking about. We need to get a hold of these dudes that come into our chats and teach them a lesson. Well, I understand what they're saying now. I wish I could. No, I don't. We're dealing with a couple idiots here. Couple idiots. That's all. Bunch. They're probably a couple rich idiots. Oh, they are silly. They are definitely silly boys. These are the type of dudes we used to deal with back in the day. You know, these mafiosos, they sit behind a desk and order deaths and couldn't fight their way out of a paper bag. Never been in a street brawl where you actually have to bust someone's head open to walk away. You know, these guys never been from Chicago. They never walked down the street. They're silly boys, okay? That's about it. No, I never got to go on. You never got to go on with Sean Harmon. No, I don't know Sean Harmon. He came into my chat one day and attacked a whole bunch of people. Someone said he passed away, mysteriously passed away from a blood disease. I don't know if that's true. It's probably Sean Harmon in the chat. I don't know. Either that, it's Anthony Greeno, uh, or it's Upchurch and his posse. Who knows? All right, but I'm going to end this little thing because it's late. I got to get some sleep. I don't know, Christopher Valdez. They might have cremated him. I don't know. He's probably walking around still. You know, we've caught what was that dude's name, Sean Harmon or whatever, in so many lies that it's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. So, do I believe he's dead? Nah. Nah, there's still people looking for him. You know, he pissed off a lot of people. Yes, someone came into my chat and said Sean Harmon died. He had a blood disease. Well, that makes sense. Every time you seen him on YouTube, he was jabbing a needle into his arm, or into his leg, or into his hands. God rest his soul. I had no beef with the dude other than he came into my chat and was pissing and attacking people off. Muffin Top said you're live and we were just starting to have fun. Yeah, at my expense. It's always fun when you're making fun of someone else. I got no beef with any of these dudes. I don't have no beef with uh, Anthony Greeno. I don't have no beef with Sean Harmon. I don't have no beef with Ryan Upchurch, and these folks are such children that if you say something bad about them, they want to kill you or have a fight or whatever. I'm like, are we back in high school? Hello, Selena Dixon. How you doing? You're welcome here. But for all I know, Selena Disc is Muffin Top, which Muffin Top is Chris Valdez, which Chris Valdez is Raphael. We don't know. YouTube is so deceiving. If I have my way, we're going to Congress with this and we're going to pass a law for YouTube. You will not be allowed to be on YouTube unless you use your real name with a real photo. If you're caught luring people with fake accounts, we come up with some kind of a punishment. Maybe take a finger, pinky ring, I don't know, index finger or something. All right, folks. You've had your fun making fun of me tonight. Is there anything else you guys want to throw in there? Raphael, Christopher Valdez, Selena Dixon, any of you? Probably my own mods using alt accounts. Who knows? That's how crazy this world is. I think most people use an alias for privacy. Yeah. They also use it so you can't see the evil that they do, or what they really are, or who they really are. Just like the Delphi case. Now there's a video I watched today on Kylie Rodni saying, was she lured there? Possibly. Was she lured there so they can beat her up or whatever? I don't know. Possibly. Anything's possible. Nah, now I know who it is. I can't believe him. I don't go into his chat and cause all kinds of trouble. Then again, what do I know? But I'm glad they're tracking everything. Sooner or later, they'll find all these people. Where there's not just searching the river in Delphi. Yeah, they were searching the river in Delphi. The river of deceit. Yes, take care, Raphael. Muffin Top, thanks for stopping in. Selena Dixon, Christopher Valdez, Raphael, Bucket Farm Mama. Who else? Someone else stopped in too. I'm checking. Hold on. I think that's it. Pretty much. Yes, thank everybody for stopping in and sleep tight. Have a good night. Be safe, everybody. And pay no attention to what I say. I'm just an idiot. So, glory goes to God and AWP for finding Kylie Rodni. And upchurch, get some help or get yourself a new security team or somebody that's going to tell you no. Get yourself somebody that's going to tell you no. Because right now you're surrounded by a bunch of yes men. And Elvis had that problem. No one would tell Elvis enough is enough. He was Elvis Presley, and we're starting to find you to be somewhat like Elvis Presley, Upchurch. Thank you, Muffin Top. It was nice having you here. I'm sorry you had to see what I had to. I had to put a lashing on Raphael and Christopher Valdez. And sorry you had to see that. I don't like to get that way around women. I try and hold women to a higher standard. You know. Now, you folks have a good day. Be safe. Love one another. Thank God for finding Kiely, Rodni. AWP, you're the hero of the day. And God bless and God save me. Oh, Christ, my back is all in knots. My body is all in knots now. Getting all upset. My back is killing me right now. But be safe. And I'm not a human. They sucked my brains out a long time ago. And they even asked me, what kind of brains you want? I was like, Boston cream. I don't want jelly. I want Boston cream. So my brain is filled with Boston cream filling, and that's good enough for me. It's getting old. You have a good day. Be safe. And thanks for stopping in. Good night. Is there anything else you want to make fun about? All right. Go on. Go on. Get yourself some sleep.